Went from condos to Pop's house. On calls now bus routes.
Yeah, nah, you are 100% correct with everything you said, bro. Especially when you pointed out that you could be doing good and the world even see the good that you putting out there, but it's always just that small little circle, that area of people that you come up around that show the most hate, right?
Yeah.
We saw that with Nip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it's good that you pointed out that, man, I knew that dude. That wasn't like somebody just off the street walking up to me and then that situation happened. No, that I knew that dude personally, because a lot of people didn't know that you know. A lot of people on the outside looking in now, a lot of the people who you know probably know what's going on.
Yeah.
But a lot of people who just looking don't have an idea about what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, yeah. And it's human nature, you know, we go back to, you know, Adam and Eve, who they have, Cain and Abel. First two was just Cain and Abel. And what happened? Cain killed Abel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So human nature, and he was jealous because he gave a sacrifice to God and God didn't accept that. You know what I mean? So people get jealous because the masses may like you, because you're a people person. You know what I mean? So that one guy hated Nipsey because he was a popular and he was a positive person. You know, if you don't have that energy, you don't got it, or you can't make this energy up. You know, you can't fake it. You know, a lot of people got money and they fake it and they're not happy. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I seen Nipsey in his casket, I seen that smile, that total peace. I did that, job well done. You know what I mean? That's what keep me going when I seen that peace in his face. When I seen that, you know what I mean? Like, man, he was greeted. He was greeted with angels. When he died, bam, he had that smirk, nigga. I did that. You know what I mean? So you know, you got to just keep up the good work. Just, you know, you got to keep up the good work and you know, don't fall to the wayside.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, that was an ongoing problem. But like, my point is, I told this dude 17 times, next time it's gonna be me and you. Next time. You know, I turned this cheek, I turned that cheek. I got 2 more cheeks and you can't get them. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I did all that I could to I humbled myself multiple times, and it was that time for the rubber to meet the road. So yeah.
You know, and it's funny that you say you turned this cheek and that cheek, because I was gonna ask you, because I was gonna bring up, you know, it says in Matthew 5:39 to turn to them the other cheek, but you like, I turned my cheek,
man,
and it wasn't nothing else that I could do.
Yeah,
I had to stand up for myself.
I only
in that
had
moment.
2 more cheeks left, and you can't get them cheeks. God only gave me 4 cheeks. These 2 right here and 2 other cheeks. You can't get them cheeks, man. You know what I mean? So I humble myself. You know, other than that, I would feel you know, pride is one thing. You know, I don't have that type of pride. You know, you can say whatever you want about me. I'm a humble person. You know what I mean? But if you disrespect me and you definitely in range, you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? You know, you could choose to talk it out, because even after that situation, you know, dude decided to pull back up, you know, on some sneak tip, you know what I mean? But he had 2 options. You could have got out and said, you know what, I need my get back. You know what I mean? But instead you chose to do your surveillance, to do whatever you had to do and get on. You know what I mean? So you had a couple options. You could have jumped out, you know, and you say, you know what, I was out of line. But his statement was like, don't start playing with me. I was in the middle of you start playing with me. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I just sit back and laugh, and I prayed about it. You know what I mean? Because I went into, I was about to go into offense mode, and I said, you know what? Let me pray about it, and I'll put it in God's hands, you know, because God may have something in store for that dude. You know what I mean? I don't want to interrupt that plan. You know what I mean? So just I'll put it in his hands. You know what I mean? And I felt bad about myself, because, you know, my faith in God is so strong, and for me to run to a blower, you know what I mean? I was like, that's disrespecting my God. My God's stronger than that. I can't run to none of that. You know what I mean? I don't need that. Bro got my back, so I had to show the ultimate faith that, you know what, I don't need this. You know what I mean? So, you know, I felt bad. You know what I mean? Like that. You know, I let my God down if I got to run to a weapon. You know what I mean? When I got the ultimate weapon, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that was my learning lesson this week. You know what I mean? I guess that was God's lesson for me. You know what I mean? And hopefully God taught that dude a lesson as well.
I had to show him that I wasn't made.